Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the Ganzo G738-W1. GearBest sent me this knife for review. It runs only $14.86 with free shipping. So if at any time you're interested in this knife, you could go ahead and look down in the description box, and I provided a link for your convenience. Now this knife, for those of you who are knife aficionados, I can't pronounce it, you know what I'm talking about. This looks like a Benchmade Barrage. It closely resembles it, but it's not a clone. There are some differences. This knife has some really nice wooden scales, sort of gives it a gentleman's knife kind of vibe. But like most Ganzo knives, it's extremely strong for the budget price that it is. Again, $14.86 with free shipping. And I think that combination makes this knife a excellent, or better yet, awesome everyday carry. Aficionados, that's the word I was trying to say. I'm so bad at pronouncing things. Anyway, just look at this. Those wood scales really highlight this knife, puts it sort of above, makes it special. I really like it a lot, and again, what it closely resembles, the Benchmade Barrage, doesn't even come with this option unless you want to go custom. And by the way, the Benchmade Barrage is like $120 plus, depending on the model you get. But if you like its design, I think you'll like this as an everyday carry. You could beat it. You don't have to worry about ruining the knife because it's $14.86. You could get 2 or 3 or 10 or whatever. But very nice wood scales. It does have stainless steel liners. They're not skeletonized, so it does bring the weight up to 4.15 ounces. It does weigh a little bit. It is open pillar construction with flow through, so dirt will sort of get through there, pocket lint and whatnot. It is held together with T6 Torx screws, including the clip being held on by 3. This clip can be relocated on the other side, so it's left-right-handed carry, but always tip up. They also give you a generous lanyard hole that you should have no problem fitting 550 cord through there. The close length of this knife is 4.75 inches, and again, the weight is 4.15 ounces. Now, to deploy this knife, you have ambidextrous thumb studs. They're the step pyramid type, if you could see that. Pretty easy. There's enough room there so your thumb can get behind it with no issues. The blade is 3.5 inches. It has a brushed satin finish. It's a drop point. It's made out of some pretty hefty stock. It's like about 1/8 of an inch thick right there at the thickest. And it is 440C, which is an American stainless steel. The blade also has a very shallow grind, almost a flat grind. It goes 2/3 up, but you do have this false swedge up here. It's not sharp. So you don't really have any flat area left on this knife to put a clamping kind of sharpening device of any sort. However, if you sharpen it on the stone, you do have a sharpening choil right here, so that should make things pretty easy to keep this blade sharp. And it should be easy. Being 440C, it should sharpen up pretty good, and it should hold a edge reasonably well. By the way, this knife does include, when you purchase it, this lovely felt Ganzo pouch that you could show it off to all your friends and impress them. Not. And it also came in this box right here. I'll let you take a quick look at it. Again, this is the wood version. GearBest does have other versions with different scales, but I really wanted to highlight this wooden one. It really makes it different. You know, to me, you're getting a classic look. It sort of tones it down. It doesn't look mean, you know, for people that are sensitive to the modern knives. But you still have everything. You still have a locking blade, and you have a very long blade, and it is a little bit. It's a thinner design blade that's almost like a spear point. So this is a pretty decent stabber. However, you do need to be careful because even though it has a little bit of a finger choil here going on, you don't have any jimping. You don't have any guard. So if you do stab with this, you got to make sure you have a good purchase on it. There is no texture on these wood scales at all. So now we'll go ahead and start running through the tests. I usually like to start out by taking a look at blade centering, and it is spot on. Blade retention, whoops, it holds in there pretty good. You don't have to worry about it coming out. So a really good spring going on that axis lock. It's which is an Omega spring, by the way. Holds on there pretty good. Go ahead and deploy it. Now I haven't loosened this up or oiled it or nothing, and it does fly out there with no problem. Lock up, no up and down play, no side to side play. Really good. Let's go ahead and take a look at that axis lock close up so we can sort of see how that's working. Take a look there. There's a little bit of jimping going on there in the liners. Right there. Let you take a look at the stop pin right there. It looks pretty hefty. Now inside here, I know it's hard to see, but I do see one copper washer in there. I can't really see one on the other side, so not sure if there's one on both sides. By the way, I forgot to point out, you do have another pivot screw right here that can be adjusted using a T9 Torx screwdriver on both sides. Sorry about that. I forgot to point that out. And this clip, really nice. Ganzo does have some really nice clips. Anyway, getting back to the tests, we need to cut some paper. We need to see how sharp this guy is. All right. Whoops. All right. Lately, not extraordinarily sharp. I don't think I can't push cut with it, but I can slice, as you can see there. So if I start using a slicing motion, no problem, but if I try to push cut, it won't do it. So we can slice paper, we can't push cut paper, which means we probably are not going to be able to shave. Yeah. So it definitely needs to be touched up on a stone. It's, you know, sharp enough for everyday kind of stuff, but if you're the type of person that likes a really sharp knife, you'll have to sharpen it up, which, as with all Ganzo knives, in my experience, they do sharpen up to a razor's edge with no problem. Last thing we'll do is I'm going to go ahead and stab and pick at some of this soft pine wood just to make sure we don't have any kind of heat treatment problem. I don't recommend you do this, and I know you're not supposed to do this with a knife, but I'm going to do it just to make sure the heat treatment is done okay. Alright, let's take a look at the point, and it looks like it survived with no issues. I went ahead and just sharpened it up just a little bit. As you can see right now, right there, it's push cutting with no problem. And can we shave with it? Whoop. There we go, we're getting hair. Just so you can see that hair. There we go. Lots of hair. And I got a bald spot there. So, of course, this can be sharpened up to a razor edge if you want to. So in the end, what you have here is a very handsome everyday carry. I love the wood. And there's not really too much I don't like. I mean, my only criticism of this whole knife, after going through the whole thing, I think there was some very, where is it? Well, maybe not. I thought there was like just a little imperfection in the edge of the wood or something, actually. Now I'm not finding it. Oh, okay, right there. I don't know. Can you see it? Maybe not. I mean, you gotta look really close. Maybe right, where is it? Right there. Just a little bit, because that's where the grain is, and it just happens to be by the edge. So that's nitpicking. That's digging really deep. Actually, I was very surprised because a lot of the Chinese knives, especially from Elin, I think, where you have the wood, it's just not finished as nice. It's not as smooth, and it almost feels unfinished. This is not the case with this knife. This is very nicely finished. Really a very nice job. And if you're someone who likes to customize knives, you could probably like bevel the edges even more to give it even a more rounded kind of feel, because it is kind of squared. You know, it's slightly rounded, but not that much. So, you know, that's the only criticism I could find of this knife. Everything else is awesome. You could sharpen it up a little bit out of the box. It wasn't extraordinarily sharp, but again, I showed you, it does sharpen up really nice. You can see it's holding on to my fingernail right there too. So really good. Highly recommended. I mean, $14.86 with free shipping from GearBest. Again, the link is in the description box below if you're interested in this handsome EDC. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really do appreciate every viewer, subscriber, and especially you. And I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.